Appreciate that. And who was the officer that was from the Englewood Police Department?
They are over there.
What is their name?
I didn't catch their name, I'm sorry.
You didn't ask them for their name?
I did not ask them for that.
So if I forward request your body cam, you never heard their name?
I don't think I asked their name, no.
Folks, let me introduce you to this man. He's really good at what he does, whether it's cop watching or auditing or pure journalism. This man is already one of the best. I say this because of your professionalism and your demeanor. We're going to get right into it and start asking about the charge they convicted you on. The case is under appeal right now, so we're hoping to shed some light on this so the right decision can be made there. Let's go ahead and get right into it. What were you convicted for?
I was convicted of harassment, following a person in a public place with the intent to, harass, annoy. That's kind of what the statute says.
This officer was right behind this red Kia in the outermost right lane. That is not the turning lane. He proceeds to act like he's going to get off on the exit, and then he kind of cuts in front of where that red Kia is, essentially, and cuts this car off. It was pretty dangerous, so I immediately called 911 to report it.
Now there's a cop behind me. No blinker this officer is not using. Look, no blinker again. There's another cop behind me right now. He's all on the line and stuff. Are they pulling me over or what? I think he's pulling me over.
So this is just another day for me here in Englewood. I usually cop watch in the city. How I do that half the time is I'll sit outside of the police station, wait until, a police cruiser goes to a call for service, and that's how I'm able to record some of these things. They have encrypted radios here, so there's no other way for me to, run across something like that unless I just happen to see it or if I just fall into a call for service, which is something they're familiar with. I do a lot. They even mentioned this in the affidavit for this case.
Hey there.
How's it going?
Good. I'm Sergeant Lister at the University Police. What's going on?
Nothing much. I called in. That officer was driving kind of erratic, and it seemed like he was intoxicated or something like that, so I called 911 and reported it.
So this day, I can't remember exactly what time it was. A little later in the day, this officer left the police gate. He started traveling to, I'm assuming, his call for service. And within like 0.5 miles, he starts driving erratic and basically to shake his tail and to, not have anyone follow him. But to me, this is perceived as reckless driving and possible intoxication because it's just crazy how he was driving. Speeding, cutting cars off, doing, A to Z. The same thing that we would get charged and prosecuted with and thrown in a jail cell for. So I called the police where I was at the time. I was in a different city at this point. This is near Aurora, so maybe 10, 15 minutes from the initial place. And this whole time, this officer is still driving, reckless. And, I called the 911 dispatcher in Aurora and told them what was going on. They pretty much, acted like they didn't really care. Just took the information, but didn't do anything about it. We arrived to a hospital nearby in the area, and that's when I got pulled over, actually.
Okay. So you followed an officer all the way from Englewood to here?
I did.
Okay. You have a driver's license, registration, insurance?
May I ask what's the reason for pulling me over?
Well, because they called us that you were following him, and he's concerned about what's going on here, and we got to figure out what's going on. So I need you to identify yourself to me.
Okay. Did I break the law?
For a reason they couldn't tell me, other than that another agency requested their, what would you call it? Like their help, I guess?
Assistance?
Assistance, there you go.
I need your registration, insurance, and driver's license.
You must have reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime
Sir?
to pull me over.
I'm not going to debate this with you. I have reasonable right now.
If you just give me any single crime that I've committed or you think that I'm about to commit or am committing, then I will give you my driver's license.
You're following a police officer.
That's not even
all the way from Englewood.
I reported him that he was driving.
It's a suspicious incident. I have probable cause to stop you right now and contact you.
I'm telling you.
I need your driver's license, registration, or insurance.
Can I request your supervisor, sir?
Huh?
Can I request your supervisor, sir? I just called in to report a police officer driving erratic, and now you want my ID?
3 Lincoln 1.
Why do you want my ID? I called in the crime for him.
Okay, I need to identify who you are and who I'm talking
Why?
to.
You don't have reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime. I have not committed any crimes. I am not going to provide any ID, and I'm letting you know right now that you are violating my rights by stopping me, and I will sue you.
Hang tight.
Can I get your business card, sir?
Yeah, sure.
You cannot pull someone over.
Thank you for putting your hands up. Yeah, just leave them there.
Like I said,
appreciate that.
all I did was call in and say that officer was driving kind of crazy, and now he's trying to get my ID. Like,
I see you have gear. I'm sorry, can you just explain that to me? Like, I see you have some gear stuff right now.
I don't answer questions.
Okay, sounds good.
But my thing is there any law that I broke? Did I do
I'm not gonna get into that. Which police? You just called 911?
I called 911.
Did they say like Englewood Police Department? Did they say county? Did you hear what they responded with?
What do you mean by that? I said that it was an Englewood cop, like a cop car, I guess.
All the way from Englewood? Okay.
Yeah.
So the cops that pulled you over, they did seem to have a good attitude. They're not the ones that charged you. The one that charged you was the actual officer, the actual department that he's from, right?
Correct.
And he was just speeding off and driving kind of crazy, and I didn't think that it was safe, and I called the police like any concerned citizen should. You know, regardless if I followed him from Englewood or not. I mean, for all I know, that's a on-service vehicle. I didn't break the law, so I don't understand why they need my ID for it. But
Howdy, sir.
how's it going?
I'm good. How are you?
Pretty good. Well, I mean, I'm doing all right until this, I guess.
Okay. Well, my name is Flopstein. I'm a lieutenant here.
Do you mind if I grab your business card?
I'd be happy to give you my business card.
I'm just trying to figure out why I was pulled over.
You were following a police car.
Is that illegal?
Stalking.
No, it's a public servant.
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
There's no exception in the harassment statute for
So,
stalking.
do you believe that I stopped this officer? Or whoever this is?
Yeah.
Okay. So, is that the crime that you want to charge me with?
Well, it's the crime we're going to investigate.
Okay.
So you're detained right now.
Okay. I
Do you have
understand.
any weapons on you?
I don't answer questions.
Okay. Do you have any weapons on you?
I don't answer questions.
That question is not posed to try and incriminate you. It's to make sure that
I
we're
don't,
both safe.
sir, I don't answer questions. I get pulled over a lot. I deal with police a lot. I understand my rights. I know my rights. And there was no reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime for me to be pulled over. I called the police because an officer was driving erratic, and I called the police to investigate that, not me.
Okay.
I didn't break the law.
Which, can I ask you a couple questions? So we're on
No,
the
I
same
don't
page?
answer any questions.
Oh, okay. Is there anything else you want me to tell you then? Or you want me to explain to you?
No, I mean, do I have to provide my identification? There's no RAS of a crime, so I don't understand why I would have to. That's the Colorado revised statute that you guys should be familiar with.
Do you know what the statute is for harassment?
Is your body cam on?
Yeah.
Okay. I do understand what it is, yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I won't explain the elements of harassment.
There's no need.
You're detained, so
Okay.
just stay in your car for me.
This is ridiculous. I called the police on an officer because he was driving crazy. This makes no sense. Did you guys stop the Englewood cop car?
He stopped. He turned on his lights and he just got out, and we're conversing with him. That's why I can't tell you much, because I'm here.
So why is the person that I called the police on that was breaking the law not being detained, but I am?
Yeah, and so
How does that make sense?
we can get into that.
That-
I'm not
that
going to
looks-
speak on too much.
That looks kind of like, oh, cop buddy, you know? Like,
right, and I see why
that doesn't look good.
Right, because no one's above the law, right?
Right, and that's why I called the police.
Right,
because
yeah.
he's not even in Englewood, so it's not even his jurisdiction. He can't be doing that.
Right.
And he doesn't have lights or sirens or nothing on, and he cut off 2 cars that I seen, and they had to hard brake, you know? And I have it on camera, so if he wants to lie and say that he didn't do that, then I can prove otherwise.
Okay, yeah. It is good recording.
And I deal with Englewood a lot, and I believe that it's retaliatory. That this is going on, that they said something like that. It's not illegal to follow a cop car. It's America. We can drive on the roads anywhere we would like.
Okay. Yeah.
So the stalking thing that you guys are talking about, that's crazy.
Yeah. This came into us pretty surprisingly too. Like just literally a minute ago, like, hey, someone's following him over here, and we have no idea what's going on.
Well, so I guess to put it like this, I'll talk to you a little bit because you seem like a little bit more respectful. They're kind of pushing a lot of other things that they shouldn't be. I'm a local cop watcher in Englewood. I watch the police and I document what they do. It's my First Amendment right. And that's what I was doing. I seen him, start to speed and do those other things. So I, just proceeded to watch and I guess do my own investigation. And as we came into, further down the road, he starts, I guess, trying to evade me maybe. And he's like kind of doing quick movements and stuff, trying to like trip me up or something. And that's when he's cutting cars off and stuff. And that's crazy, You shouldn't be driving like that. And first of all, in a cop car or in any car, you shouldn't be breaking the law, speeding or cutting people off. That's crazy.
Yeah. And I think, so again, I don't know too much. I believe it was something that he was just getting out of work or something like that. So I guess for him, the concern was like a safety for him. You can do all that. You can absolutely do that. I'm not saying that you can't do that.
For all I know,
maybe it just caught this dude off guard. Maybe he had a tough day and was like, someone's following me, or like, like concern wise, like personal, like, oh shoot, like someone's following me. So thanks for being up front. I mean, you do.
For all I know, he's on duty. I don't know his status. I have no idea. So
exactly.
I wouldn't want to follow him home personally, but I didn't even know that they could take their cars home personally like that. So I have no idea. I just thought that he was on duty and just doing that, because a lot of those Englewood cops do that. When I follow them, they start driving crazy, running red lights and doing all that stuff. So it's nothing new to me. An
underlying tone, I guess it's like, again, no one's above the law and we're just trying to drive safe out here. I appreciate that, my man. No, you get the vibe sometimes. You put your hands up there and you just caught me off guard with the vest you got on. But okay, no, thanks for sharing.
Every day.
Yeah.
Just an American.
Fair enough. I hear that, man.
And who is the cop that is the Englewood cop?
I'm sure we'll get that here in a second. I have no idea. We were surprised too. I mean, like, an Englewood cop all the way, like, coming over here. Yeah, we were genuinely surprised. Thanks for being cool with me, man.
Yeah, and even if you didn't want to be followed, he could have pulled over and, I guess, said something or just not drove like that, Like, you can't, like you said, you can't just break the law because you just feel like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
It's written, like, if you're responding to something in particular, lights, reds and blues, sirens, that kind of stuff. So,
and like I said, I have videos of him cutting off cars, so if you guys would like to see it and give him a ticket, then that would be great.
You have a dash?
I do. And also,
a dash camera?
I also was recording on my my plate carrier on the front. I put my phone here.
Oh, okay, then cool. Yeah.
So 2 different forms of recording.
It's been you don't have to answer, right? But it's been other cops as well. Like, you didn't catch this dude's face, right? Like, you weren't like, oh, I've seen him before?
No, I have no idea. I don't know.
You didn't get... Okay.
I just seen the cop car, and I just decided to follow the cop car because I'm a cop watcher.
Cool.
That's it. I have no idea who that is. Male, female, couldn't tell you.
Cool.
So, for that to be stalking, I don't even know who that is. I'm just watching a public servant on duty from what I believe. I have no idea who that is. So that's why I asked if you could tell me who it was. And this is your card?
I think it's the other one that you threw. Mine is
Bob?
Victor Dominguez. Yeah, that's my lieutenant's.
And this one is yours?
Victor Dominguez.
Okay. And I just want to let you guys know, without reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime, this is an illegal detainment. So, just like Englewood, I'm currently suing them as well. So I don't think this is the best thing for you guys to do.
Okay.
And I don't say that in any sort of other way other than to hopefully you guys make sure, double check, make sure you guys are doing the right thing, because I will hold absolutely every single person here accountable for this.
Okay. If it amounts to anything, I know my team pretty well. We're with the school here. We're not going to do anything to stop you on exercising all that, man.
Well, I mean, I'm being detained right now against my will. That's illegal detention. So, I mean, that is stopping me of my freedoms, I'm not free to go. I didn't want to stop here. So I'm just letting you know this is completely against my will and I do not consent. And your body cam is on, correct?
What's up?
Is your body cam running?
Oh, yes, sir.
Okay.
It's the red light. Do you see it flashing?
I do.
Well, I guess with that being said, you still stopped the car. Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
I have to. I don't want to violate the law, and I don't know what the reason is that you guys are pulling me over. Maybe I did something wrong that you could tell me, but they didn't. And I know that I didn't break the law, but it could be a equipment default. It could be, I'm not just going to keep going because I feel like I didn't break the law. I'm going to listen to the officer and,
man. I'm sure you've read, like, the CRS book with, like, traffic stuff. You can pull over almost like there are so many reasons, you know,
Yeah.
a lot of reasons we don't, but oh yeah, when I genuinely like sat down to read that CRS book, there are a lot of reasons, you know, like
And
rear,
like I said,
rear license plate light, or you know, you already know, like stuff like that.
and like I said, I'm currently in the process of suing Englewood Police Department. I've been in and out of court for the past 8 months, and
Okay.
I've had 4 cases. I only have 1 left. I've beaten 3,
Okay.
and I'm pretty familiar with my rights, and I do read the Colorado Revised Statute. I do study the law, and I make sure I don't break it. So
Yeah, very important.
Why is it important to hold them accountable, to record them, to hold them to a higher standard, make sure that they're not speeding down the road and these types of things? Why is that important to you?
I think you hit the nail on the head. It's holding them accountable. It's you know, keeping them held at a higher standard, not a lower standard. These officers watch over our community, and it's extremely negligent for them to just do the same things that they charge us with and tell us not to do. You know, especially being somebody in a trusted position like that. They shouldn't be doing anything against the law. They should be following the law. They should be enforcing the law, and not driving reckless.
And, you know, I'm not sure if that's your sergeant or... So, you know, as you know, you must have reasonable articulable suspicion of a crime, RAS, to stop and detain someone. And he didn't tell me anything other than, well, the first officer didn't, and then, you know, your supervisor or something like that, he said something about stalking. So,
Yeah, on the you know, the reasonable suspicion part, you know, so you know the difference between probable cause, reasonable suspicion.
Right.
At that point, it's just a few things, you know, like name, date of birth, and like a general like what were you doing type of thing. You know, those are
but you,
those
but
are
you
stuff,
must...
like I remember like. I know for reasonable suspicion, like you can ask someone for an ID, but that's if they have it on them, you know, that type of stuff. Reasonable suspicion, it's you know, more than a hunch, but you know, it's still part of the investigative process.
Yeah,
right? Like
that's...
detention, but not arrest yet.
That's why they call it RAS, reasonable articulable suspicion.
That's right.
So they have to articulate that suspicion. It can't just be a hunch, like you said. So...
Well, it's good when you record stuff as well, because like we got to document it, you know, no opinions, no, just straight facts in our report, right? The straight facts, articulable details, you know, stuff like that.
Right. I mean, the facts here are I was following a police car. That's not illegal. So I don't believe that there's RES of a crime, and I do believe that my rights are being violated currently.
Thank you for letting me know, man. So let's see how much longer. It's a little cold out here.
You know, it just feels crazy. It's mind-blowing. You know, I called the police on somebody breaking the law, and now I get pulled over. And then they say that, oh, you could be stalking. That's crazy. Just to let you know, if they plan on charging me with that, arresting me, whatever they want to do, I'm not going to resist. I'm going to give them my information. I'm going to get out the car, whatever you guys want.
And you appreciate the articulable facts. Thank you, man. Thank you. No, and that's seriously, like, you cool with me at least, right? Like, you cool with me, and you're being very respectful. You let me know. We can proceed like that. I don't think it's, I mean, no guarantees, my man. Me standing up here, I just don't know what's going on, but thank you for letting me know. And yeah, if we're cool, we're cool.
I'm cool with everyone. I think respect is earned, not, you know?
Absolutely.
So your sergeant or whoever that is, I don't think that was very respectful. You know, that's crazy. Isn't that a felony charge?
For what?
The stalking or something like that?
Stalking? Yeah. That's
yeah, you see what I'm saying? They're just gonna, oh, you're stalking, like just wave a felony charge over me like that? Like, that's ridiculous, man. That's ridiculous. That stuff can change your life. You can, you know, not get jobs.
Yeah.
You know, that's for recording the police. This is ridiculous.
So you got a response on the 911? You said that you called the police. Did you get a response? I know you said that you didn't hear, like, if they said Englewood or something like that, but did you manage to talk with them even for a little bit?
I talked with the dispatcher from, okay. I think it was Aurora, right?
Because I know they record the phone call, so hopefully they're working on that as well, just to make sure we, include that information as well.
Yep, I mean, I told them his or hers, I'm not sure.
First of all, you didn't know this guy personally. So how could he say that you were harassing him personally? You've never met this guy? You've never talked to him before, this cop?
Never. They issued a protective order, and I didn't even know who to look out for, who to avoid, because I didn't know the guy.
The unit number, which was, I think, 0407, and then the license plate, I read it to them.
Okay.
So And then your sergeant said something about a First Amendment auditor.
Yes.
What is that?
Oh, like, people. Go ahead. Copy. Thank you. Can I see my business card? I'm gonna write the case number on that real quick.
Okay. This one right here.
Dominguez.
Sure, I'm coming up on your left.
Cool. All right.
I didn't want to startle you. Did Officer Dominguez tell you the case number?
He's writing it down.
Okay. All right. Do you have any other questions for me?
Yes, I want to ask again why I was pulled over.
Go ahead. Well, we believe that based on the officers that you were stalking them, so we had to investigate that.
Public servant. How would you do that?
Well, if you read the statute, it doesn't say that public servants can't be stopped.
But we do have a First Amendment right, and it's also in the Colorado Revised Statute that we have the right to record the police.
Absolutely.
So how do you do that without following them?
You can't chase one.
I didn't chase. I followed because of his erratic behaviors and his speed.
Okay. Well, like I said, we have to investigate it. Do you agree with that part?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. I should have never been stopped, and I believe this is a violation of my rights.
Okay.
So am I free to go? Am I being detained still?
No.
Or?
You want the case report
It's
number?
the bottom left number.
Okay.
25. You can read that, right? 25.
You're free to go?
Cool.
Okay. And can I get your business card?
I
think
gave it
did.
to you.
Can I get the other officers on the scenes their business card as well? And also
which cards do you have?
just yours and his.
Sure. I'll collect it for you.
And I'm not being detained, correct?
Correct.
Okay. I'm gonna take my seatbelt off and I'm gonna get out.
Sure.
Okay, if I get the business cards?
Sure.
All right, give me a second.
Appreciate that. And who was the officer that was from the Englewood Police Department?
They are over there.
What is their name?
I didn't catch their name, I'm sorry.
You didn't ask them for their
I
name?
did not ask them for that.
So if I forward request your body cam, you never heard their name.
I don't think I asked their name, no. But you can definitely get our body cam.
Was that not in the report? Is that not something important?
It'll be in the report. I'm not the primary officer, I'm the lieutenant.
So which officer is the one that... Here, let me get out their way. Sure. So which officer is the one that contacted
Officer
the...
Dominguez would be the person that's
It's
going to
probably
take the
easier to
report.
go around, go on the lane.
Which one is the one that talked to the officer, the Englewood officer?
I don't know. I don't know. They just asked me to come talk to you because you asked for a supervisor.
And you're the...
I'm the lieutenant.
So you're the lieutenant, and is there any way you could find that out by maybe asking your officers who that officer was? I want to go file a complaint on them, so
Sure.
I want to know their name.
Let me see what we can find out for you.
All right, Mr. Johnson. The Englewood officer here, I'm going to put his business card up here so that you can get that.
Can I
It's
take this,
yours.
or-
No, this is mine.
Okay.
Do you need a flashlight?
No, that's fine.
So
Okay.
that would be the officer you need to talk to.
Okay, and did I get your business card as well?
Yep.
Yeah, I gave
Yep.
it to
You
you.
got all of
And
them.
what is your rank?
So,
He's a
Sergeant.
sergeant.
And what is yours?
He's a
Just patrol.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you.
All right. All right.
You said you went through the whole court process and you were actually convicted. How did that go in court?
Oh, it went horrible for me. It went good for them. I was found guilty by a jury. I had 5 women and one man on my jury, which I think for a harassment type of case like this isn't good because you want to think like the defendant in this case. You want to see what would be the lines crossed to harassment and what is not harassment. So if you have 5 women versus, men half and half, um, I feel like they interpret actions differently. So I don't think that went very good. I don't think the trial was fair. Um, this is my 5th case in the same courtroom. So, I don't think that really helped me out a lot.
So obviously there has been case law out there regarding the First Amendment and the right that we have to redress our grievances with our government, right? I think that falls in line with exactly what you were doing. You were redressing your grievances. You were making sure that they are held to a higher standard. There's plenty of videos out there, myself included. I was just recently arrested for doing the same thing. I followed a cop who was speeding like a maniac. He arrested me, and the supervisors arrived on scene and they let me go. So when that charge came out, or when the district attorney, you would think that the district attorney would look at this case and say, well, we can't charge this guy. It's his right to do this. We cannot charge him. Public officials are not supposed to be the complainants of harassment, right?
I agree. I don't really think that you can harass them while on duty. I don't think that's maybe there's a possibility if you do it in a certain way, but I don't really see a way that you could do that reasonably.
This case is in the appeal process. When do you go back to court for this?
I'm actually not too sure yet. That appeal was just filed last month, later last month, so I'm still waiting on some court dates here soon.
Do you know of any cases in that town where officers have been speeding and crashed into people? People have lost their lives in your area that you know of. Do you know of any cases like that?
I personally don't.
Okay, recently after my arrest had happened, there's actually a case that I had worked on probably about a year or two ago, and a man named Mario Lares died, and that really made me want to create some change here in town. It was a sad story. It's kind of messed up. As a young father, and they seemed to charge the wrong cop, because the cop that they charged, who from my understanding was in the passenger seat, the Travion Cobbins, was the one where they found his DNA on the driver's seat airbag. Why the California Highway Patrol, which is a different agency, they investigated that and they didn't charge the right officers. It's mind blowing to me. It seems like they kind of, washed their hands there and didn't hold the right person accountable. I did go speak to the mayor, and I left her a note and told her that it's important, and if she could at least send a message to the chief to make sure that the cops weren't speeding. Nothing happened. Actually, I had sent that message before Mario Lares passed away. So in my opinion, blood is on the hands of this police department here. And there have been other cases as well. I did some research and found at least 5 in just the last few years here in my town. So I've decided myself to go out there and start holding them accountable whenever I see them conducting these traffic infractions and stuff like that. I wish more people would do it. From what I've seen in your video, I personally don't believe that you did anything illegal. Yeah, you weren't doing anything to the cop other than following and making sure that he was conducting himself properly. Do you want to add anything to any of that?
Just about that. Just making sure that he's conducting himself properly. And, I made a video about this. I posted it before I even had the warrant issued for my arrest. I called the police the same night to document this and to get someone else to, take action against this crazy officer and his behavior. Things that I seen on the road were more than just unsafe. He was driving like a bat out of hell, pretty much.
Did you actually file a complaint on him?
I did.
Did you get a response regarding that complaint?
Yeah, I got the historical. We've investigated ourselves and found no wrongdoing.
Wow. Why am I not surprised there? The complaints should be sustained. You had this on video as well, right? Some of the stuff that he was doing, speeding and turning on those signal lights?
Yep. All of it's on video. To the best that I could have it. I didn't have a dash camera, or I did have a dash camera, but it didn't capture properly. So I just had my cell phone to the best that I could of the day.
So the warrant came out 2 weeks. You said about 2 weeks after the actual incident.
Yep, about 2 weeks later.
Did you post the video right away after the incident?
I think a couple days or so. I had to edit it and do some things and.
Right. Well, we're definitely going to be following up with this case. Hopefully you get some justice there. Hopefully they reverse that. If this appeal doesn't go through, is there anything else that you can do regarding this case?
I'm not sure there's too much more I can do other than, do as I'm doing now, and with your help, shed some light on it. And I'm prepared to do what I have to do for my rights. And, just because they violate it doesn't mean that we don't have rights.
I know I was just talking about this video that I'm watching here, and you mentioned that your gun rights were taken away for a little while after this. I know you beat this case right here, and if you guys haven't seen this video on the Real Constitutional Upholders channel, the video is called Feelings Matter More Than Rights, My Disorderly Conduct Case plus Drone Footage. I've actually almost done watching. It's an 18-minute video. I'm 14 minutes in. I'm totally blown away the way you handle yourself and the way you're talking to these cops. Outstanding, bro. Just so you know, I'm super impressed in your demeanor. And I actually shared one of your videos about 4 years ago, and you were arrested then just for simply asking questions. And you said you beat that case as well, and you are actually in a lawsuit there, right? On that case?
So I never ended up filing a lawsuit for that, if I'm remembering that properly.
Okay.
It's another Englewood officer. I was arrested for obstruction for recording type of things from them.
You guys, the Real Constitutional Upholders, if you're not subscribed to this guy's channel, you're definitely missing out. Do you plan on continuing this type of work?
Oh, absolutely. It's not even work for me. It's passion.
Passion. Outstanding. I think it's our job to hold cops to a higher standard and to hold them accountable. It's our duty at this point. We've seen too much, and they can't hide these patterns. One of the patterns that I've recognized in town is, and I think everybody watching here can agree, that many of these cops drive recklessly. They're speeding with no emergency lights, with no sirens. They're turning with no signal lights, stopping over the lines, parking in red zones, all kinds of traffic infractions that we all get ticketed for. And I think it's important that we all start holding them accountable. I'm going to buy myself a dash cam. I actually don't have one yet. And maybe everybody watching should get one too and start holding them accountable, making complaints. Try to do it safely.
Absolutely.
This is my friend Rights Crispy. He says this. He's like, that's like one of the only professions where you have to wear a camera because you're known to lie. And cops are allowed to lie. And they lie all the time and get away with it.
I've had some less professional interactions with them on my end, and over time I've created it to be a little bit better. Like I said, this wasn't my first, second, third, or fourth incident with these guys, and sometimes I even recognize them and remember their badge numbers because of how much I see them. But you got to just do what you can as a citizen. You got to do your part. If we all just did a little bit here and there, it'd be a much better society, in my opinion.
I wholeheartedly agree with that. And yeah, man, we're gonna circle back to this case, and we're gonna hopefully we get a better outcome of this. What county did this happen in?
This was in Arapahoe County.
Arapahoe County. And what county charged you? Same?
Arapahoe County.
Arapahoe County. And the actual police department that charged you, we're going to go ahead and drop their phone number as well. Englewood Police Department. Yeah, look, if you guys are going to call to redress your grievances, that's part of your First Amendment right. And the least we can do, right, the least we can do is continue to put them on notice. Drive right. Don't drive erratically. Don't put the people's lives at risk. If you guys, especially if you guys are going to be ticketing the people, and I know cops are going to, I don't ticket people driving 5 miles, 10 miles an hour over. I don't ticket them. Hey, whatever. When you guys speed, you guys put everybody in danger. And one of the things that I have seen numerous times as well is sometimes cops are called for a person with the camera, or you arrive on scene on a cop watch and cops will call for backup. And all of a sudden, you hear a bunch of sirens and cops hauling ass down the road. They're continuing to put people's lives in danger, even with the sirens on. So I think it's truly important that cops actually have a real emergency to enact their lights and their sirens. Somebody left a comment. I thought it was outstanding. He says, I'm a truck driver and my speed is recorded. And when we speed, we automatically get a text message or a call to slow down. What would be so hard about putting that in police vehicles? Right?
Right. Yeah. Commercially, they're held at a higher standards for their driving.
Right.
You know, I think about these type of things and I feel like there's a million things I really could say, and it would take forever to talk about these things. But in my opinion, I think that this is what I did was constitutionally protected. I was holding those officers accountable. Them using this harassment charge against me was in retaliation. They're using the legal system to punish me for holding them accountable, and they don't like to be watched, and they want to do everything in the dark. And they want to show videos that they want to. They don't want to. They want to be the arbiters of the release of this information.
There was a card that was shown to you at the end of this video. And I think it was by the lieutenant of the other department. He brought a card to you. He said that he never got the I thought that part was funny where he said he never got the officer's name, but he did. And you asked him, I'm going to get the body cam footage. I thought that was brilliant. Officer Yostin of the Englewood Police Department moved up to detective. City of Englewood, Colorado. Well, I did visit Colorado not too long ago. I fell in love with the state. I would love to go back. If I would ever be able to move there, I would. So you have a beautiful state that you live in. For the most part, what I've seen, it's really clean. California, people like to throw their trash everywhere, even in parking lots. And it's a beautiful, beautiful state. But when you have cops like this, I mean, we've heard of what happened to Elijah McClain in Aurora, Colorado. Very sad story. And what those cops were doing over there was pretty sad, pretty embarrassing. And it's important that we hold our government accountable and our police. Hold them to a higher standard. Keep them professional. They're under policy to be professional at all times and to follow the same traffic laws that we're, held accountable to. So I do want to thank you for your work. I do thank you for, allowing me to interview you as well. I think you're doing a great job out there. I hope you never stop because you're really good at this. And I do want to put these departments that are out there in Colorado, I want to put you guys on notice. You can't be doing this to the people. You're not going to shut us up. More folks are going to be sharing these videos and seeing exactly what you guys are doing out there. It's got to stop. Just drive right. Do the right thing. Don't break the law. And then you won't have gentlemen like this, holding you accountable. And retaliation, this is a clear sign of retaliation, because if they wanted to charge you, they could have charged you there. No, they had to go back and they had to talk, behind the scenes. And what can we do? Can we charge them with this? How close is that cop with the district attorney to had actually filed those charges against you, which is totally insane, right? I did get some comments that say things like, when cops charge you with these types of crimes or these types of things, and you get found not guilty, and they're the ones that should do the time for that, or pay a fine or something like that. I think that is true. But yeah, man.
Malicious prosecution.
Absolutely. I agree.
100%.
100%. If there's anything that you need, any videos you want to highlight, you ever want to do another interview, talk about this, you want to do a follow-up on this, let's do it, man. You have my number now, and whatever I can do to help you shed some light on these cases, you have me here.
Will do. I appreciate you having me.
No doubt, bro. We'll talk again soon. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, guys, that was the real constitutional upholders. I think he does outstanding work. He does a great job at speaking to them. From what I've seen, he's not aggressive. He's not out there to just be a jerk. He's asking questions. I did see a traffic stop cop watch that he did where kind of arrived on scene. He wasn't starting trouble. The cop left and he asked the person, what did you get pulled over for? And the guy said, speeding. And he says, are you going to fight it? And the guy says, no. He says, were you speeding? And the guy says, he said, all right, man. Well, good luck. He left. Was that cop doing a bad job? Probably not. You know, he's got a job to do. Now, do I agree with victimless crimes? That's a whole nother story, a whole nother video. But I get why this cop pulled him over. The guy was speeding. He fucking pretty much admitted to it. But I think this guy is one of the most professional ones. And he doesn't have a lot of videos. He has a few. But from what I've seen, I'm super impressed. I'm super impressed. And I wish a lot of us would have more of that type of demeanor. He's great with his words, by the way. If you guys watch his videos, you guys are absolutely going to appreciate his work. So go on over, subscribe to his channel. I will drop the links for you guys. And I'll see you in his comment section. Go show him some support. And I'll leave as many phone numbers as I can so that we can make sure that hopefully he wins this appeal. If he loses the appeal, I don't know. I don't know what else can be done. But if there's case law made from this, then maybe it's a good thing that he was found guilty. So that we can continue to fight these cases. And they can say, okay, well, you know what? You can't charge people for this. These cops should be losing their qualified immunity. They should be held personally accountable. They're making the entire department look bad. They're making the entire department scramble around to cover up their wrongdoings and to conspire against this man. That is exactly what they did. They conspired against him to charge him and convict him. And that's wrong. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you.